So you've just been diagnosed with MS, and you're probably wondering a whole lot of things. You're wondering what you do now. You're wondering what your life might be like going forward. You're probably terrified of what your future might be. You're wondering a great many things. Well, I'm here to tell you these are some of the things I wish someone told me when I first got diagnosed. And my advice to you right now. The first thing I would say is take a deep breath. Just take a deep breath. MS is not a an end story. MS is not a end of life. It is a change. And it's a change you didn't ask for. And it's a change that likely is terrifying you, likely is a mystery to you. It's not over. I would encourage you to understand your illness. The more you understand about this illness, the possibilities, what other people have done, however people to cope with it, or in some cases overcome it, and those stories are out there, the more you will realize that this illness doesn't have to have you by the throat, and it doesn't have to snuff out the rest of your life. There are many things you can do. Now, it's best to learn and make choices to get on top of your MS sooner than later. Because right now, even though you're freshly diagnosed, right now you could be at the absolute highest level of your health in compared to years to come. So now's the time to learn. Now's the time to make choices. Now's time to look into different treatments that may work for you. Because now, whatever you do has the greatest benefit, because it doesn't need to bring you back to health from so far away. So if you're whatever disability you're having now, it's easier to recover from that, of course, than any worse disability. So be proactive. Do not rely on the drugs alone. I'm not against drugs. I'm not for drugs. I am pro recovery. When I treated my MS, I was in it to win it. I did whatever I could to get on top of it. I didn't know that it would or would not succeed. I had no way to know that when I did get on top of MS and was living symptom free, that I would always be like that. I might be, I might not be, I don't know. But I have done a great many things to mitigate in a very real way my MS. And that's partly the big motivation of the group, to which I am the admin on Facebook. For those of you that don't know, I am in the administrator of a Facebook group under the same name as the YouTube channel. And one of my big motivations of that group was just to share things that worked for me, that I discovered in my journey to back to health. And I wanted to tell other people. So you just got diagnosed. It's a very scary time. When I got diagnosed, I was going through a divorce. I had a business collapse that I had built over 30 years. I was all of a sudden a single dad, and I had to, of course, pay the bills and float a house and any number of things. It was very, very stressful. And I believe the stress and the anxiety and the fear of the future, all those things were what contributed to my diagnosis, which I got all at the same time. And I was completely overwhelmed. I did not know. I had no medical support. I had no other income. So I had to figure it out, and I would over time manage to. But the first thing I did is I dived into the research and I looked into all the things that I could do and understood what MS was. When I got diagnosed with MS, I didn't know a thing about it. I've heard of it, but I didn't know much about it. Like I said, I heard of it, but so I dived into the research and I investigated. I was fortunate enough to get diagnosed in a time where the internet is a very real thing. I've now known many people who were diagnosed in the 70s and 80s who have had it for a long time, and all they had was medications or advice from a neurologist, and but now it's not like that. You and I can research. We can look at what other people have done. There's some great websites. There's MS Hope. There's one I'd recommend. There's many with different meditations, and there's lots you can do. One of the things I really encourage you to do is to own your health. Now, you cannot put your health solely in the hands of the medical system or anyone else, because they're not invested like you're invested. It has to work because you have everything to lose. Whereas your neurologist or anybody else, they don't. They're not bad people. They're not part of the machine or whatever. But you are the one who has everything to lose. So I encourage you, be educated. Look at things. Ask questions. Look at success stories of what other people have done. And think about, try things. In the beginning, when I was diagnosed, I lost feeling from my neck down, and I had still use of my body mostly, and I had to figure out what to do. It took me 4 doctors, 2 chiros, and a physio, and nobody knew what I had. So I would eventually get figured out that it was MS, and I would go to work on it, not knowing what would work. I did go on a DMT or a medication for a period of time, but I would eventually just choose to quit that, because I was getting full body rashes. I was not really noticing any benefit from it other than the side effects, if that's a benefit. But I did notice a lot of benefit from diet and lifestyle, exercise. I played around with different sort of diets and I would and supplements. I would just experiment on myself, because when the doctor tells you there's no cure, that you have to be your cure now. That's how I looked at it. And I didn't know that I could find a cure. I'm not saying that I'm cured, but I do live symptom free, at this point, for the most part. Um, and so diet and lifestyle was giving me gains. I'm not against drugs, just to be clear. I just didn't think they were helping me. So I quit doing the MS meds. So I did in diet and lifestyle, and over a year or so, I got a 75% recovery, but I still have suffered with fatigue, cognizance, and my speech was bad. And so it was definitely challenging that way. But I did I got really recovered. And I still had to hold down 2 jobs, support 2 kids, and work my way at it. I then would discover a stem cell treatment in India, where after I heard about a lady who lives 2 hours from me, who was in a wheelchair with an EDS of 6.5, and she would be treated, and then she would leave her wheelchair in India, and she is over 10 years now MS free. So this particular stem cell treatment is not just about getting stem cells. It is particular for MS. I would hear about this place, obviously, and then I would go myself. And so I went just over almost 3 years ago. And I did too, recovered. And I'm doing well. My health journey would continue on from there for different reasons. That's another video. But the stem cells and this treatment worked, and I got my life back. But when you first get diagnosed with MS, do not at all assume it is over for you. Do not accept it. I chose not to accept it, no matter how much it stared into my face, no matter how much my body said, you're not well. I worked at it. I just tried different things and worked at it and whatever, educated myself. And because I had to. I didn't have a B plan. I wasn't at what was I, just over 50 or something like that. I don't know, 50, 51, whatever. I wasn't going to call it a day then. And I didn't want to lose my health and my ability and my mobility. I was terrified. Absolutely terrified. I had no idea what the outcome would be. But I knew that I could work at it. And I would eventually get my health back. And I live healthy now. And I'm very confident that my health will remain because I'm aware of my body now. I'm also aware of my illness. I am not unaware. I am educated. I am empowered. When I have this happening or that happening, I know what to do. And I do it. And I'm able to stay between the lines and stay well. It's work though. And you got to choose not to quit no matter what. You got to be in it to win it. You research, talk to people, ask questions, try things. I tried so many things, many different diets, trauma therapy, PTSD trauma therapy. I've had lots of childhood trauma, which of course lends to the illness. I also would look into supplementation and just whatever. And I would get improvements bit by bit, not one big thing, not just I did this and I was all good. No, it was many things that would come together. Many things are what makes MS happen. MS is not one condition. MS is many conditions coming together to make a perfect storm. And with most people, it's trauma, it's stress, it's a poor diet, lack of vitamin D. Those are all things that really contribute to an MS diagnosis. But since you've been just newly diagnosed, educate yourself. You'll get peace in the fact that you're doing something about it. You'll get peace in what you learn. You'll get answers to questions you didn't know you had yet. And then you're in the driver's seat. You're not in the back or being dragged along by the trailer of this illness. So ask questions, reach out. I'm contactable on the Facebook group, so reach out to me if you want. Happy to help. And let's get you on the way. Let's get you on top of MS versus MS on top of you. So yeah, just because you've been newly diagnosed doesn't mean that life is over and you're without choices. Not at all. So if you're getting any value from this, and we're trying to provide resources every day, different kinds, more videos to come for you, for me, and for everybody else who is trying to power through this diagnosis. So like and subscribe, please. It's the best thanks you could give for the value we're trying to provide. And if you want to leave a comment, of course, that's great too. Happy to do it. Happy to reply to it. Contact me on the Facebook page as well. We're here to help you. And as I've been helped, and I want to be a help, and I want to see you well again. So thanks a lot. See you in the next video.